Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little owl craft for a nice little fall sculpture project. We're talking about form in our art classes today. Form is a three-dimensional object. It has a front, a back, a top, bottom, sides. You could also have form in a drawing if you make it look like it has three dimensions. But today we're talking about actual three-dimensional objects like sculptures. So we're going to be making our own little owl sculpture today. We're going to start with a piece of construction paper. Now this is just a quarter-sized piece of construction paper. So basically if you took a full-size sheet and you folded it in half and folded it in half again and then cut that piece out, that's what you got. We're going to use this to cover a toilet paper roll. We want to make sure we have a lot of glue on there so that way it holds. And you're going to line it up with the very bottom of your roll and then hold it on one side and just roll it straight across. Now it should overlap just a little bit on one side, and you probably will have a little bit of excess on the top, but that's okay. Now if you just were to let this pop right open, it would probably come open, but we want to hold it in place, and we could even count to 20 or 30, and that would probably be just long enough to get it to stick on there. And you can see that I'm rubbing it up and down the sides, and that's going to help it stick in place as well. And pretty soon that will start holding nice and solid. Okay, so now this side that has the seam where the one side overlapped the other, I'm going to take that and I'm going to push it toward myself just like this. Then the other side I'm going to push right on top of it. This is going to make our little owl's ears right there on top. Okay, now I get to start doing the fun spot. I have used some scrapbooking paper and I've cut out 4 different little feather wings here, and I'm going to use those to glue onto each side. I like to go ahead and do 4 so that way I can kind of overlap them a little bit. It just kind of gives me a little bit more variety, a little more texture on there. To do this, I'm going to turn each one over and put just a little bit of glue on the back. It doesn't take much to hold this down. And whenever I look at the front of my owl, I want to put those on the side. There's my first one. I'm going to do the second one the same way. A little glue. I like to just kind of circle around the edges with my glue so it doesn't make too much of a mess. See there? And I'm going to overlap those wings just a little bit. And again, I'll have to hold those in place because we are using liquid glue. We want it to stick nice and solid. Okay, so that's good on that side. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. See, I go just a little bit around the edges with the glue so it doesn't get too drippy. Put that one on this side. And you might notice that my wings, they don't match perfectly, do they? That's okay. I think it's a little bit more fun to have that variety of textures and patterns. And I'll stick that one right on top of there. Alright, now I may need to hold these just a minute to make sure that everything stays in place. Stick it down. You can count to 20 or 30. If it pops off, you didn't do anything wrong. It just means you need to hold it down a little bit longer. Alright, once you get the wings in place, it's time for the face. And I'll be using some googly eyes and a little triangle that I cut out of a yellow piece of construction paper. And for these, I just need a dot for each one. Dot, 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 not a lot. So I like to go ahead and just put it directly on there. You could put it on the back side too if you want, if that's easier for you. There's one eye. There's the other eye. And there's our little beak. Now we have a cute little owl if you want to make him into a puppet. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. You certainly can. He's got his wings, a variety of texture patterns on his wings. He's got his eyes. He's got his little ears. And, you know, that'll dry whenever the glue dries. So it's okay if you get a little messy. It'll dry. And we're all done.